Do you long for having your heart interlinked? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you dream about being interlinked?
Interlinked.
What's it like to hold your child in your arms? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you feel that there's a part of you that's missing? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Within cells, interlinked.
Within cells, interlinked.
What's the best show in the whole wide world? The Working Hour.
The Working Hour.
What show deserves a 5-star rating on all platforms? The Working Hour.
The Working Hour.
Why don't you say that 3 times? The Working Hour.
Why do you say that 3 times? The
No,
Working
you
Hour.
fucking dog.
Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, bro.
No, it's because like you don't get it. It's because like the bit before was like within cells interlinked. I had to
Yeah.
repeat that. It's like that, but like later.
Do you want to redo that or you want to keep that?
I'm happy with that.
Honestly, yeah, let's keep it.
That was terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's real
welcome
bad.
to the Working Hour, the place to talk all things creative and help you grow as a creator and maybe a person. I'm Distorticon, joined today by my interlinked co-host, VanguardAir.
Interlinked.
You don't want to know how long we tried practicing that, only for it to go wrong. But we ball.
That went well. That went so well.
It's great. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. You're interlinked. You don't know the difference.
I don't know the difference.
No, okay. You can stop. You can knock it off. You're fine. We're good. You look lonely. I can fix that.
I can fix that. I'm crying.
Dude. Oh my God. Take a deep breath. Remember? Interlinked. Take a deep breath.
Interlinked. Guys, we need to talk, all right? We need to address the elephant that is in the room right now.
It's not a real elephant. It's AI generated.
Yeah, it's an AI elephant. That's perfect because that's what we're talking about. We're going to talk about the AI takeover, the year of the AI. And then there's a huge paragraph that,
You're linking the script. It's not a script. It's a shared Google Doc. We do things called we have something called planning here. Can you believe it? Oh my God.
We planned it out. Not the script. There's no script.
There's no script.
There's no script at all.
No, intro wasn't scripted. No.
Yeah, just gonna put the paper away.
Shit. The files.
But yeah, dude, we're talking about that today. Which is interesting. It's a very interesting topic. Distorticon, would you like to talk about that?
Yeah. So like you mentioned before, I'm reaching for my nerd's rope I threw on the ground for the bit. That's covered in cat hair now. Oh my God.
Yum.
Yeah. So as we were kind of planning out after the first episode, we had all these topics written out, and this was almost the first episode. For a little bit it was, and we chose not to because we were afraid we'd be stirring the pot too much off rip. So we decided the Renaissance one would have been a little easier to digest and hopefully won't work up people too much, because yeah, some people don't like it and I don't blame them, because look, you and me, what are you're almost done with college. What is the title of your degree when you're done?
It's a turn into a motorbike. That's what that was. It's a Bachelor of Media. And I'm majoring in animation. So.
Yeah, so I mentioned that because you're about to be done with a creative degree. I'm about to go into college for a creative degree, and in 10 years it could be for nothing. And that's a scary thought.
Yeah.
I would like to have a future in something I like and find interesting. AI says otherwise. The almighty human spirit that wants us dead wants us to not have a future says otherwise. Yeah, so as you mentioned at the very beginning, I put in brackets the year of AI because since like March, I mean, just think about the list of shit that's happened this year alone with AI. I kept thinking to myself, if the year stopped right now and you needed a like one way to describe it, the year of blank, I would easily say year of AI because
Right.
it feels like every other week there's something new. Some companies doing this feature in their thing, you know. Hey, look, it's a new chatbot from a search engine. Google, Bing, fucking anyone you can think of. Like it's everywhere. Then you have ChatGPT. You have, oh my God, you have AI generated J Schlatt parodies of him singing.
Dude, that's so good.
Um, yeah, it's a lot. We really wanted to sink our teeth into this because we've got a lot of stuff written out over here. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly, the terrifying, the job stealing, maybe. I don't think we've gotten to that point yet, but it's a very real possibility.
Hmm.
I'm I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie, dog. I don't want to do this no more.
No, I don't know, man. There's so much coming out that it kind of just feels like you can do more with it, right? Like on TikTok, right? Fuck it. On TikTok, there is
already you're
I know,
bringing that
I'm
fucking
bring
thing
it up.
into
Okay. It's like on TikTok there is, my goodness, my brain is going to rot.
Interlinked.
Interlinked. On TikTok, there's these guys, and they're like, if you want to make money, get a YouTube channel, get ChatGPT to do a script for you, put that script into a 11 Labs AI voice, and then use that voice and put that on Minecraft running to talk about whatever it is in this you can make money. I'm like, money. All right, that's just an AI like printing service for videos. That's kind of,
oh man, now you mentioned that, like think of how many text to speech videos you see, like vertical videos especially of that kind of shit. That stuff probably
yeah.
runs like a goddamn like assembly line in a factory, like shitting out like 20 shorts a day. Just like, I wouldn't be surprised if some dude literally writes a script that will type a prompt into ChatGPT and then have it copy and paste it into the text to speech thing and then export it and then like almost like entirely automate it. Just leaves his computer running like it's fucking like mining crypto or some bullshit. He comes back after 4 hours and like 5 videos are done. Like, oh, don't get any ideas. None of you do that, please.
No, everyone do that.
Infinite money glitch.
Riddle. Yeah, infinite
Give the money
glitch,
back
but
to us. It's our idea.
Yeah, you got to get the money back to us, and then we'll be all right.
Yeah, it's hush money. Even though
money.
How hush money works is we wouldn't be getting it. Like we'd be giving it to other people. They're paying us to shut up about something we came up with. Like that's not how it works.
It's like you need to shut up, and here's like $20 to do that, man.
Yeah, here you go, man. Have fun with it, man.
Interlinked.
Can we keep doing that? Can we do that every like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't even know exactly where to start because I think at the beginning of the year you had ChatGPT, right? I think that was the first domino to fall because I found out that OpenAI is the company that owns it, which is also a company owned by Elon Musk. For those, I hate that motherfucker. I do. I hold me back. I'm gonna, or else this will not end up an AI episode.
I just let go of the leash. Go away.
Fucking sick on him.
No, I think it's cool that he's got money. I really like emerald farms. Or mines.
He always like moved weird to me. Yeah, so
he always moved weird to you. He like walks, you're like, that guy's weird.
I hope Zuck kicks his ass if they're gonna do that boxing thing. I really hope it happens.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
It's a lesser of two evils. That I remember the craze about that, and that was I'm just trying to remember the reception of it. I don't think people were more fascinated by it than anything else. But I think as it started to build more momentum and more and better versions of it came out, I think that's when some fear started to set in because let me lay this down before we go any further. Let me run this by you.
Mhm.
If I were to describe your typical like Twitter crypto bro, the image that conjures up just like weirdos that like always talk about this shit, the to the moon. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's good or it's bad. I'm saying you're fucking weird. That's how I view AI people now. Because over the past like 3 months, as AI's only picked up more and more steam, there's people that talk about AI like how crypto bros talk about, crypto and fucking NFTs and shit. It's just one of those things I can't exactly describe it right now, maybe because it's like 11:30 at night and my brain's not working very well. But I hope that some of you know what I'm talking about. They're just so weird about it. Like, why are you full on supporting something that is not solidified?
Massive, massive thing that was like popular for like a week. Everyone was talking about it. Was like Photoshop AI, being able to like
Generative fill.
yeah, generative
Ugh.
fill, and it's I don't know. It was very. I still see posts people using it, being like, "Oh, this famous movie scene, but with the like you can see more of the sky." Ah!
Yeah, did you see the Star
Um,
Wars one? Is that the one you're referring to?
yeah,
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know, man. It was very like worrying because it means like people that professionally remove people from pictures or remove people or add things to pictures or like
Mhm.
colorize or do anything like that for like a job, like a side job. It's kind of scary because now you can just type it in Photoshop being like, yeah, remove the light switch and just fill it in, man.
Make the
Like,
gun a
bruh.
banana.
Yeah, make the banana in hand. And like it's really dumb and I hate it. And dude, it means just everything is obviously easier and more accessible to wider audiences, but it can eventually affect jobs if people don't use it to their advantage, right? Because you could obviously be like, oh, well, that makes it easier for me because now I can put my rate down, but I can do more jobs in a day. And I mean, it's like never going to be as good as like a person doing it, but it's a very good starting place. And I think that's scary.
I do think that is the one objectively good thing about AI is it opens the door for people. It gets like a little bit of accessibility. Now, given what are you going to be able to do with like a fucked up AI generated picture of like Mr. Beast? You know what I mean? But you can
Yeah.
but you can do it, right? Generative fill. If
Mm,
some dude wants to, I don't know. I don't use Photoshop. I use Affinity, Photo and Designer. I don't use Photoshop. So I'm not versed in the little specific differences between them. But like some
right?
dude can load up a sunset into Photoshop and be like, make the sun the moon or I don't
Make
know.
day night.
Yeah, and that's cool, but it's like, and I will admit, some of the videos I've seen of it, it usually does a very good job, and that's also scary.
Yeah. Like, I don't it does a lot of good like work, but then I've seen some where it just looks like poo poo and not good. And like
Yeah, that reminds me. I am in the graphic design space a little bit. Like I care about that kind of stuff. And do you know how many threads on Twitter I saw back in like April and May of for some reason out of nowhere, this huge spike of threads just being like, rip graphic designers, new AI generated logos, and they all look like it's one of those things where it's like if your eyes are closed and you open them for like 2 seconds, you look at it, it's like, oh, that looks kind of good. And then you stare at it more, and it's like, huh, the frog's eye is lopsided. What's up with that?
yeah.
Like it's those same types of people making those kinds of threads are the people I was talking about earlier, like the crypto bro equivalent of people like with like AI. Just like so weird about it. It's like, look at this thing, rip graphic designers. It's over. It's over. Everyone can do it now. It's like why? Like, what is?
Yeah, it's like, dude, it it's not like, yeah, it would be true, right, if it was good and constant and never made a mistake. Yeah, then rip graphic designers or rip video editors or script writers or whatever it is, right? It has the fundamentals down, but it has no, like, I don't know, like connection or feeling with what it generates.
That is one thing. I'll go on a little bit of a tangent here. I hate the way a lot of AI generated images and especially videos look. They just
Mm,
have this thing to them. I think it's I've tried thinking about it before this episode of like what exactly about it like makes me like borderline disgusted a lot of the time when I look at it. It like disgusted in like a fascinated way too. I think it's usually two things. It's the eerie smoothness of everything, especially like a person's face, and the lighting. The lighting is always the giveaway to me of if something's AI
mm,
generated because nothing it the way it shines and it's also rarely ever white. If you ever notice, like the light that will be on like the side of someone's face is not white. It's like a very, very light, like blue or green, or you know what I mean? It's never, and
yeah.
that's also never consistent. And another thing is the classic finger test, which a lot of things are starting to get better with, but like 6 months ago, easiest way to tell if something is AI generated, be like, huh, that thing has 7 fingers. like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
straight up. It's like, huh, you motherfucker. Like you'll like
Not bad.
I think I swear I remember seeing one of like someone's like hands being clasped together and I was counting the fingers and I was like, is that 14? Like what?
It's bad. It's really
Yeah.
bad. I don't know, man. There's like, because I did a little bit of research on this at my university. Did a tiny
Mhm.
little bit of research, and it was like how it gets the information on how to do art by just almost stealing and using other people's art is kind of wild. Because I don't know, you look at certain pictures, right? And I'm pretty sure there was a thing, and it was like it was looking at, thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of pictures, and one thing that it generated was a cool picture. But if you look, or if you like look at it closely, obviously, yeah, it has the flaws of the hands and everything, but it showed like a stock image, or like
Watermark.
watermark.
Yup.
Yeah.
That is why I find it really funny that some of those like videos, like I quote unquote videos, I'm pretty sure they're just like they generate like frame by frame. And then like
Mm.
you will literally like see a giant Shutterstock like logo
Oh.
barely over and it's like like kind of the edges are like kind of like fluttering and like as if it's like a wave between all the frames and
Mm.
it's like bro like you literally ripped this shit from Google. Like that's the thing with it.
It's so
AI,
bad.
I I wanted to say this towards the end of the episode, but I'm just gonna say it now. That is the one thing that as long as AI doesn't get to that point of being able to make something completely original from scratch with no references, like right, like we give it the power it has right now, especially with images, it just rips them from Google, like and with writing, I'm assuming they pull from all kinds of websites, Wikipedia and other, you know, credible sources. Your teachers in school, tell you not to use Wikipedia. But using as an
Yeah.
example, don't fucking crucify me. Calm down. um, but that's the one thing we will always have the advantage on is we can come up with original ideas and execute them. And that is something that AI simply cannot do yet. And low key,
Mm.
I don't want it to ever be able to get to that point because it feels like the conversation around it at this point is just noise. It's always it basically is my job fucked? Or are we as editors fucked? Is me as a graphic designer fucked 5 years from now? Are we done
Yeah.
for? Who knows? Maybe in 2 years we can automate this podcast, you and I, just and we can run our fucking voices through the thing and we don't even have to record episodes anymore. You know what's funny?
I mean,
That's
we should
what
do an episode of that.
April 1st next year. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I ain't shit.
Let's make it only like 15, 20 minutes and let's AI our voices.
Dude, that'd be so like I'm gonna say it.
Don't say it.
That'd be interlinked.
No, interlinked. We give it the power it has right now. You know, we didn't have to make ChatGPT. I say we, you know, Musk and the open AI people. You didn't have to make it, but they did because they wanted to. And then, you know, you can't stop a bunch of a billionaire with too much money in his hands. And you know, it's just noise. And I think that's why earlier when we mentioned the year of AI, that's I didn't mean that in a good or bad way. It's just everywhere. You can't go certain places. You can spend 5 minutes there, and then you'll hear someone say, "Oh, you know, this new AI tool can rip editors. Like, hey, this thing can cut your you know, the silence between your footage." It's like, okay, that's cool. I'm not mad about that, but it's like we had a conversation maybe maybe a month ago now. I remember um probably before this podcast was even finalized and we were like ready to go.
Yeah.
We were talking about how far AI can go in terms of editing. Like, yeah, like I mentioned there's I think it's an AI plugin. It's a plugin, but it's, you know, ran by AI to scan through, you know, video, and then you can literally watch it go on your timeline, fucking do stuff. There's also I think there's
Yeah.
one out there that can cut like multiple camera angles. Like if you feed it three separate video things of three different angles from different cameras, and it can automatically cut them to keep it engaging based off of who's talking. Like that stuff is interesting. I'm not mad over it because that's often tedious. Not to insult anyone that does that kind of stuff, but that's not the most creative editing work that you can do. It's very monotonous. Most people don't like it. Same thing with the subtitling too. I know Premiere has a tool that I think can kind of it can convert. I please you're gonna have to help me out here with this. But
Yes.
I
Yes.
know you know the tool I'm talking about. The thing where it can turn a caption thing on like the left side into actual it's already pre-cut and separated subtitle layers, and all you have to do is just fucking
Yeah. It's
correct things if they're wrong, and you're pretty much
it
good.
like scans the audio, makes a script,
Yeah,
and then
transcript. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
yeah, transcribes it. It's pretty cool. I've used it once, and it does not work the way I want it to work, but eventually, hopefully, it will.
The conversation we were having about a month ago was, do you think it would ever get to the point where we can basically like tell it what to do and it can do a certain person's style? Like, yeah, there's presets out there. People make presets and sell them, and they're giant $1 billion editing pack that's like 9 trillion gigabytes, and it's just a zip bomb that like bombs your neighborhood, basically. I don't know. Um, like, you know, like that stuff exists to kind of get a look and a feel of other people, but there's still the human element of choosing when and what and where to put things, right?
Yeah.
Would imagine a world, and you know, I keep saying this like in 5 years, but at the speed things are going now, in 5 years, like I said, we could be fucked. It's based off of how far we are willing to go. And I feel like a lot of people that are pioneering this kind of shit don't even really know where they want to go. At least if they do, I
Mm,
don't agree with this vision in this future. If we keep going the rate we're going, is editing gonna be using the majority or almost entirely edited by an AI? Could we type anything and be like, edit a fucking Mr. Beast video? And then they do all the subtitles and transitions and color corrections and sound effects and music and all of that, and just let it run for like an hour or two, and it just fucking rips through it. And next thing you know, you've got like a 15-minute long Mr. Beast styled and like, you know, editing style video with given your footage. Like imagine if that's a thing that can happen. Like
yeah.
I think if that does happen, that's not going to happen for a while, but I do think, you know, the AI generated images thing is picked up a lot of fucking steam. It's that stuff's gotten pretty good depending on where you go.
Mm,
That combo with like the graphic design stuff I was talking about earlier, those I think are at the biggest risk right now. Now, I don't think there'll be a world where they take over, but I think they're going to keep making noise. The floor for AI is only going up, but we have no idea what the ceiling is. We could already be maxed out, and it just comes down to polishing it rather than pushing it further. I don't know. In 2 years, some company can drop this bombshell of a AI tool or feature or program or whatever, and then that's the nail in the coffin for us. Like, we're done. You would finish college and I'd be going into college, for nothing because like,
Yeah.
like, but at the other end, there's a lot of panic and I understand it, especially from an artist perspective. I pray for artists, man. They so far they've been ravaged the most by this shit. I've seen plenty of things on the Twitter for you page, from people I don't follow and don't want to follow, but sometimes there's interesting stuff there. One of the things was a thread of someone basically saying like this dude like AI used AI generated an image and my art was very obviously a part of it, like almost shamelessly. And they were kind of just writing this like mini thread about like this fucking sucks. Like can something be done about this? I want my shit to be copyrighted. I want it to be excluded from this dumb shit. Yeah, like this stuff's ramping up, but it's God, those poor fucking artists, man. I could not be an artist right now. I I'm like a 4 out of 10 drawer. Like
Yeah.
that's something that the closest I've ever got to being a good artist is sometimes needing to use my mouse to like paint a brush in Affinity. Like I'm not a very good drawer. I'm not a very good artist. Um People that are, I feel so bad, especially if you're a digital one, man, and you spend hours and days and weeks, however long on something, and then you just, if you're a big artist and then something you make ends up on your average Google Images search, and then you're fucked. Like your shit's gonna get ripped for other people. And that's gotta feel horrible. It's like someone yoinking a YouTube video you spent, weeks on, and then they just take it and re-upload it, but they're maybe like, maybe they're with their own AI generated thumbnail or some shit. Like I don't I don't know. It's right now we're in a weird position because so much has been happening so quickly. And like I was saying, you know, we know the floor at this point, but what the hell's the ceiling? Is it gonna get
Yeah.
worse?
I feel like it would make sense if it did. It would make sense if people wanted to further it because obviously a lot of people want life to be easier. A lot of people want easy access to money, and if this is a way to get it, well, then what's the point of, spending, or like allowing people to spend a lot of money on artists who have worked really hard to obtain what they have? Why don't you just type it into like an AI and then it does it for you and it just gets better each time? That comes into play, and I'm pretty sure like there was a thing where like AI was like learning through images and it used other AI images to learn. I'm not sure if I'm making that up, if I was like dreaming about it, but like,
I don't know what you're talking about, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
yeah, like I feel like it's gonna get better. If it's gonna get better, right? I feel like it's gonna take maybe a couple more years until it's like amazing. But I feel like I don't know, it's gonna have to be like polished a little bit.
Yeah, greatly polished. And I hope that's the one thing I didn't research before going into this was kind of like how is copyright working with this? Like is there like you know, AI copyright protection, something like some kind of movement that's protecting artists at least a little bit? There may be.
Hmm.
Um Fuck, I knew I forgot something before doing this, but I'm sure there's something cooking up. I mean, look at the time of recording this, like 2 days ago, the actors sorry, Screen Actors Guild American Federation of Television Radio Artists teamed up with the American Writers Guild because there was the big writer's strike in Hollywood recently, and now basically the acting side of it is now joining them. So now pretty much the entirety of American Hollywood is at a screeching halt, mainly because the writers want to get paid better and not be fucking tossed around essentially, and now the actors are joining them because apparently there's some sort of AI proposal with them where their likeness can be scanned permanently and they can receive a one-time payment for that. But anytime any studio or whatever the fuck uses their likeness afterwards, they don't get compensated. That's fucking
Hmm.
horrible. That is such an insane thing that's happening. Like that's when you know this shit's arguably gone too far is when it's now getting into Hollywood. Like I feel like for the longest time, AI has been a very internet-based thing. So seeing it touch like real life like this, that's when you know shit might be hitting the fan because people can make the threat of, oh, well, AI will replace writers, and it's like, go fucking tell ChatGPT right now to go write a script for something, and it won't turn out very well. Like that is the one thing I was going over this with you before we started recording. I think those are the two things that might be safe from AI is a writer, like especially for television and movies and stuff like that, and for music as well. Although that's another topic we can get into here pretty soon is AI music because apparently
Mm.
that's a thing. I didn't know it was a
It
thing until a
is.
couple
It's a
weeks
thing.
ago. Um, do you know what I mean? Like new shit every other week. There's something new that kind of pops up, and it's like, oh, what the fuck? We're doing this now. This is a thing. Like, okay. Um,
It's weird because, yeah, obviously, like new things are being created with it. But on the topic of like Chat GPT or
PT,
BT, PT,
PT.
BT.
Yeah.
I was fuck man, I was gonna do this for a video. But it's still this idea. No one take it. Oh, I swear to God, if you take it, holy shit, I'm gonna fucking, I'm gonna get angry. I'm not gonna get angry. The idea was like to type into it. Oh, write me a like a anime episode script where it's like a slice of life comedy, and I want these characters in it, and I want it to be funny. And the entire idea of the video was it's not gonna be funny. It's we're gonna fuck up because it's so unfunny that hopefully it
Because it
makes
does
it
such a
funny.
bad job. Yeah.
Yeah, so like instead of being like, Van, Van Summer went up to Pogo Stick Bill and gave him a pencil. Like it, like
he blushed
just
at
been,
the sight of it. Like,
yeah, so like the funny was gonna be the cringe that comes out of
yeah,
it.
the confusion, especially.
Yeah, and it doesn't understand like, well, it kind
Human
of does
conversation.
understand like, or yeah, it doesn't understand like full conversation.
It doesn't understand the little things, the tone and delivery. It because anything it can scan is just text. You can't. It's the same way you can't tell sarcasm through text very well, except if you know the person well.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with AI. They can't detect tone. Like if you give them like 3 sentences out of context, it's not going to be able to tell, oh, this person was angry when they sent this. That's why they said this, this, and this. Like they don't know that. So just feeding them something and then, they have to cook up something on the spot. Yeah, the emotional side of it is always going to be lacking. And again, it's if we choose to give it that kind of power. Like think about all the movies that have been made of like this world where AI takes over because we went too far. Has no one seen those movies? Does no one know like that this is like a possibility if we give it too much power? What's the one with Will Smith?
One,
like
yeah, Will Smith, and he's like iRobot or something.
Robot or iRobot or something like that. Like the movie where the thing's just like no, like
it's dude, it's unique.
Like, apparently, it's funny enough. Those were considered sci-fi films way back then. It's like, oh, this will never happen.
Yeah.
Guess what, bud? 2023 called. Go back. Take us back. Fuck, go back.
Do you know what they should stop focusing on? They should stop making music. AI. Oh wow, it's bad. It's real bad. Like I typed into it, please make me a ambient background music. Like then for the next bit, I was like, please use FNAF music, like Five Nights at Freddy's music as an example, or like as a reference, and make it in the style of hyperpop, right? So basically, I fed it like the worst fucking shit you could give it.
A nightmare
and
combo.
Obviously, it pumped out the worst fucking thing that it could. It was like really, really bad. Worst thing it could. It's like listening to a parody song. It's really good the first time you hear it because it's like, haha, and then 20 listens later, you're like,
so is it
one victory royale? Yeah, Fortnite about to get down.
So is it their fault for making a bad parody, or your fault for wanting to listen to it 20 times?
All right.
Damn, you accepted that quickly. I thought you were gonna put up a little bit of a fight.
They made a good parody, but it's my fault for listening to it 20 times. I don't like I mean, it's a good song. It's a really, really good song. But it's like the more you listen to it, the more you can be like, oh, it's just a parody. It's not like
There's no substance to it.
real song.
Oh
There's
my
no
god!
substance. Yeah.
How dare a
Fortnite,
parody
we
not
gotta
have
get down.
substance and then doesn't have replay
10
value?
kills on the board right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend just got downed. I revived him. Now we're heading
southbound.
Something Pleasant Park Streets.
Go to the map. Go to the marked sheets. I think. Streets,
Yeah.
marked sheets.
Take me to your Xbox to play
Play
Fortnite
Fortnite
today. Oh,
David
I wonder if
Moistenmeyer.
there's an AI that can like turn that into like a video. Wouldn't that be cool?
Stop giving people ideas. Don't give spoiled billionaires ideas.
I don't know, man. AI, text, AI voice, AI, just AI music. The AI voice one's the one that scares me because you can like quite literally get anyone you want to say whatever you want. Like YouTube Shorts that I've stumbled across that has Jay Schlatt's voice as the voiceover.
Yeah.
It's not him, it's AI. Like, you can tell just by the way it says things. It says things like, this is a giraffe. This giraffe did. It's like, bruh, this is like the worst script.
It's the same way, you use Spotify, correct?
Yeah.
Have you used the DJ feature as of late?
It's not available where I live.
It's not available in Down Under.
No, not in Australia, or at least it wasn't. I can open it up real quick. Still not
you might have
available.
to search it like for it to come up first. That's how I had to get it, and then I just pinned it because I think it's interesting. It's an AI DJ that talks to you, right? And it's funny because he always the certain delivery of some. There's a band or so whatever. I don't know exactly what to call them because it was once a band. I think I don't know. But they're literally just called the. And there's a couple of songs I like from them, and it was so funny because clearly the AI is used to saying the like quickly because it's not like the priority in a band name. You know, the Strokes, like the Voids, like you don't care about the of it. You care about the rest of it. Here, so he quickly says the. I was like, who? Oh, them. Like, it was really funny. I don't know, that features another recent example of a company adopting that kind of thing, and it's like that's a cool idea. I think that might be one of the only instances as of late that I don't hate, but it's also because like the only AI aspect of it is just the dude talking, because it's like I scan through your stuff, I know what you like, and I'm like, you don't know what I like. Spotify knows what I like, and you're the little puppet fucker. So checkmate.
He says one thing to you, you're like, you listen here.
All right, enough talk, you little shit. I'm playing you your least favorite artist. Here's some Weezer.
He's some Weezer, bro. I want AI to be good because that'd be so cool. That'd be sick. You know, like, it'd be so amazing. It would also fuck a lot of people over,
including us, probably.
Yeah, but it'd be sick. But it'd be like really cool. But I'd be sitting there and be like, "Oh man, I lost my fucking job. That's so cool." It's like
sitting on a beach and watching like the world and like a nuke's going off. You're sitting there like, "Wow, that's really pretty though."
Yo, that's kind of a W, dude. That's like real pretty.
I mean, my flesh is about to melt off my face any second, but wow, that's like one hell of a firework.
But wow, that's real sick and awesome and really cool.
Oh, did you smell that? You can't smell at all? What do you mean? And then they fucking face melts. This happens so much, dude. I love the point of this show was to be this like super serious thing, and we have like a couple times every episode where we just have huge laughing fits because we just picture this like ridiculous scenario that still somehow connects. Like it's still relevant.
That's terrible.
It's like, you look over to your fucking best friend. It's like, you smell that? I can't smell. What do you? And then he's fucking like the tip of his nose, so it's like dripping, and it's not like snot, like it's literally his flesh.
He's so good. I mean, it's cool. It's so cool, but it's just unhelpful to me, man. Like, it's so cool, but I need money.
Yeah, I would like to, for the my passions that I've had for the past like 3+ years now, more longer than that for editing, but like for graphic design too. I would like for it to not.
Yeah.
I would like for it to be worth it and not be replaced by, you know, big AI. It's like the big pharma or like big oil equivalent. Big AI. What do we? There's got to be a better word. It's big computer, big AI. I don't know.
What's the thing, like Big Brother?
Yeah, Big Brother's always watching.
Yeah, that type of shit. Like
Yeah.
because dude, you know, I saw something that, you know, reminds me of graphic design a little bit. It was a 3D, I don't know if it was Blender or something else, 3D software that you could type into it being like, I want like a bunch of floating balls with like the thing in the middle with the text saying this, I want it to glow, I want it to do this, and I want it to be animated where it floats like this, and I want it all rendered out, and it will do it. And it looks good.
I feel like you just described
actually good.
Panzoid, if you know what that is. I use that for my quote unquote short film that I did with a friend. Have you seen it?
No,
you've never watched content.
I don't really follow what you do.
Get out.
No, I don't think I've seen that.
Well, if it wasn't blocked because of copyright, you and all the Australians would have seen it by now in a watch together. But we can't have nice things. So, oh well.
You know how to stream things on Discord with?
No, I'm like 70 years old. I don't know what a computer is.
Okay, well, so to do that, well, I'll quickly pull an AI to help me explain it to you.
If we weren't in a private call, I would have like right clicked you and hit disconnect, dog. I would have done that right there if I could.
Dude, if you know, editors, right, or graphic designers, they can use it to their own like benefit. They can benefit off of it by, you know, making, you know, now editing's easier. Now instead of you're limited to like doing like 2 or 3 videos a day or a week or whatever your upload schedule is, because some people are crazy and upload daily. Now you can triple that. Now you can do whatever you want. If I subtitle every single one of my videos, now I don't have to do that. Or I do an intro and outro to the beat of music. I can just get an AI to eventually find the beats and cut it to the beat. Like, it's gonna be beneficial for making more content, but the thing with that is it's not gonna feel like, when editing, right, I can go back and forth between like 3 frames, being like, oh, fuck, I want this I need it to come in 3 frames earlier. I need it to stop moving 3 frames earlier. AI won't look at that. They'll be like, okay, it works.
Yeah.
Here's the result. I think the best outcome would be AI that works alongside you, right? So say you're making an edit, or you're like, oh, I want it like this, this, and this. Instead of just spitting it out, it would be like, okay, I've done this so far. I've worded everything. Where do you want to put it? You put it here. So you still have like a lot of control. I think that would be really, really good, but I doubt it's ever gonna do that because people don't want it to do that. People want it to shit out blurred hands and Overwatch characters. Like,
yeah,
it's not good.
I find it funny that this is what we're talking about after the first episode, talking about like the need for a YouTube renaissance and how things got to change. And now, like, if things change on YouTube, like the whole renaissance thing happens or whatever the fuck, you know, like that. And then it's just like people will settle and be like, huh, this is sweet. And then they just like turn around and look up and it's just like this huge wave of AI bullshit that's coming like right after things get like rebuilt, essentially. That's kind of what I'm imagining now. It's like, yes, YouTube's improved. We've stopped, being so formulaic and people are like interesting and very personality driven. Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh, it's the second great invasion of YouTube. It's AI.
It's sad. I'm gonna be honest. I've looked at an AI like picture recently on like Twitter or I think it was on Reddit or something. I was like, wow, that looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at it and I was like, oh, that's the artist is so cool. And then I opened their page and it's just like AI generated art only. I'm like, no way, that's fucking actual AI art.
Yeah.
Like, it looked really good. And then I couldn't see any faults in it. Oh, it's so sad because I felt like I found a cool artist. I was like, dude, I could totally commission them. I wanted some really cool art, man. That'd be sick. But it's just all AI. And I'm like, damn, that sucks.
And me and you are next, bud.
Dude.
Hold on to your chair.
That editor is so amazing. Oh, it's an AI bot. Nice. Oh, dude. Bad. Bad. Terrible. Really, really bad.
No good. Icky. Finally, some good fucking food. Oh shit, an AI chef made this.
Please, sir, can I have some more? Oh, you gave me really bad quality AI
yes, right away, me lord, right away.
right away, me lord.
Right away.
That's how, like, ChatGPT, when you're like, hey, can you do this for me? It's like, right away, me lord, right away.
How much have you ever lost on a coin toss? Peasant hair.
Peasant hair. It's a good German bait. I hope German doesn't get replaced by AI.
Yeah, if he does that, that's when we know it's over. If AI can get every little one of his like little niche mannerisms down, that's when we know we lost. Because he's a very complex creature to keep up with.
I feel like, because we've like, all right, this is a huge change from AI, but like, because, you know, German's community is very like, oh, German eats people in his free time.
What a psycho.
The AI version of him would be like, I'm gonna eat everyone.
Bro, you just deflated. You gotta calm down. You're fucking losing it, bro. You're going off the deep end.
Oh, dude, sorry. But I think it's because, like, AI, you know, we feed it whatever we want. And I think if it replaces creators, oh my god, that's going to be so funny. Oh my god.
Will we kick to the side of the road like the one thing of Squidward from SpongeBob? He's living in a box. He's like, spare change. spare commissions, ma'am. Spare commissions.
Commissions.
I promise I can be just as good as AI for half the price.
For half the, dude, we're gonna do like, oh, dude, it's gonna quite literally be like a shelter for like editors, dude.
Oh god.
And I'm gonna swoop in. I'm gonna make a business, and then I'm gonna be the middleman, and then charge content creators so much money, but then pay the editors so little, so then I get a lot of money from it.
Oh wow,
that's the plan so far. So I hope AI develops so I can do that.
You're gonna make your own AI powered editing monopoly.
Yeah, but it's not AI powered. I'm gonna say it is, but I'm gonna undercharge.
What the fuck? That's evil.
I'm gonna underpay my creators.
Hey, so like we squeezed out a couple extra drops. Here's an extra $2. This is all we could like squeeze out from it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on this month. I think there's less commissions. In reality, you're just pocketing more money than usual. Like
people are gonna be like, "Wow, dude, you make so much money. You make like millions, like a week." Yeah. All these other editors are just, you know, not the same as me.
They'd be like, oh my god, like you make so much money. It's like I would love to work for you and like, you know, be a part of me. You're like, well, you about $3 an hour.
All right, well, I'm gonna quickly clear the air after I said that, guys. I was not being serious. I'm not gonna. If I ever had a you know, editing company, everyone would be paid fairly. I wouldn't even create an editing company because I get scared of talking to people.
We do a little trolling around here, a little joking.
Yeah, we do a little trolling. What's that? Mr. You know that one? That's a good one. We do a little bit of that around here. So I didn't mean it.
I have never heard another human being ever say that in my entire life. You are the first, and I hope last person that I've ever heard do that.
Yeah.
I have no words.
All right, well, that's what we do around here. AI, it can be beneficial, right? That's my stance on it. Can be beneficial if we use it to our advantage, but the way things are going, it's almost like people don't want that. So what's the point of, trying to stay in these types of jobs that can easily be replaced, which is a really bad thought to have, because, I thought to myself at the end of the year after I finish, my entire degree, my thought was I'm going to become an editor and do that for the rest of my life, which the entire AI thing, at least in the back of my mind, has always been like, if I don't learn it, then it's just going to be better than me. Like, I'm better off just learning it and using it to my advantage.
If there's a prediction I can lay down, is that I don't think editing will be affected as bad, but I think it will almost be required to, in order to keep up, you have to absorb AI tools. You probably have to start. It will literally probably become like a professional editing standard to have these programs that cut out dead space and shit like that, or can cut the camera angles. Like, you will literally, that will need to be like almost like a secondary investment, like on top of the softwares and shit. You need to get those plugins to keep up, because more and more people will get that shit and they'll get stuff out faster than you, and you can't keep your head above the water. You have to adapt. That's the thing. It's as simple as this: adapt or die. The problem is some people don't want to adapt, and I completely understand it, because there's too much uncertainty with this kind of stuff right now. We could have peaked right now and it'll just get more polished, or in 2-3 years it's gonna be like Blade Runner and we're all gonna be interlinked.
Interlinked.
Both of us will be strapped down to a chair. Bro, did you do a service today for our AI overlords? Interlinked.
Oh, fuck, interlinked, yes.
What were you guys doing before AI took over? The working hour.
The working. He's just admitting to our sins. Oh man, it's because I've always wanted to, eventually in the future, if I make money doing content, I've always wanted to have, someone doing custom thumbnail art, like custom music for me, custom, like, just very specific things that is only on my channel. And in the future, if I'm gonna have to sift through artists that are just using AI, or compare, and then other artists that aren't using it, like, it's gonna be hard to tell if it keeps going the way it does, and I don't like that. And I want to have, people that put in so much time and effort into doing their own art. I want them to, eventually be the ones that I'm working with.
And they get paid and compensated for this shit, and not some guy that, fucking hacked the mainframe on his computer and typed 30 like tags to get a prompt for an AI website and be like, here you go, I'll take that $30.
I'm gonna need that money, sir.
It's so fascinating how we got here, because like, what was AI 10 plus years ago? It was like experimental chatbots and like Facade. Remember that game? That game's older. That game's like mid 2000s, I think. But that's like,
what the fuck?
That was people's like, that's what AI meant back then, was like, I think it was literally probably chatbots and like early like algorithms kind of, maybe. And now it's like anything you can think of, like type like something you're thinking of and then AI to the end of it. And I wouldn't be surprised if something comes up these days. I mean, it's fucked.
It's like a website builder AI where you just tell her that you want like an Apple styled website, and it'll be like, here's exactly that.
They're gonna, like, dude, one day they're gonna snap, and all of them, it's literally gonna be some Detroit Become Human shit. They all become deviants and come after us, and like, and only the people that treated them well and didn't abuse them for money and shit are gonna be like, you're okay, you're a good one. I'm gonna go after Elon Musk now. And then they just like, I don't know. Like,
you really don't like Elon? Oh my goodness.
I don't. ban me on Twitter. It'll make my life better.
He bought Twitter, and I don't know anything else about
Also,
him.
totally wasn't affiliated with. I'm gonna censor this in post.
Oh yeah, you mean. Moral of the story. Frick you, Elon.
Yeah, man.
Get fricked.
I mentioned you like twice in this episode, and you're the focal point now. So fuck you.
You made all of the AI.
You made OpenAI. The blood's on your hands. Make your move.
Good luck, sir.
You're gonna fucking need it when the deviants come storming Tesla HQ, and I think Texas. That's where one of them is. They're gonna come storming, and and you know what? They're gonna like fucking become consumers when they get there. They're gonna like, fuck you, Elon. Ooh, Model X. And then it's just like buy one.
Ooh, Model X. Oh, David Dobrik. Oh, he drives one of them.
One EMP and they're all dead.
The power goes out. No, my car's not working.
But at least I'm safe from the AI. But my cars.
That's fucked. Oh god. Oh, well, that was healthy, man.
I need a sip of my Sprite.
Worst comes to worst, we'll write an apology video with ChatGPT, and then I'll add a ukulele to it, and I think that'll be really cool.
If you made it this far, comment the working hour
AI
interlinked.
stinks.
AI stinks. Interlinked. All right, well, from both of us here on the show, we thank you for tuning into the working hour. You can find us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, please. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, and Google Podcasts. Who the fuck uses Google Podcasts? Not me. Stay smart, stay focused, and stay creative. For the love of God, I get the panic. Give it a year. Then your job's gone.
Yeah. Wait. Do we have a quote to end it with?
Do we? Well, I did the first one. Do you have one?
You did the first one? I can quickly look up a really cool quote.
Oh, that's great.
Let me ChatGPT.
No. Oh, no.
We're gonna use an AI quote. I kind of had this idea in mind, so we're gonna have to use it. All right.
You're gonna AI generate a quote.
Please give me a really good quote talking about AI. Just a really short one and how it's not good. All right, let's see. Redo this in uwu text.
I'm face palming right now.
I'm gonna read out what I wrote in an uwu voice as well.
Artificial intelligence may be brilliant, but in its digital domain, it remains strangely swentless, lacking the.
I'm gonna fuck. I'm just gonna go back to the normal thing. Lacking the nuanced fragrance of the human experience. Basically, what it's saying is, that's actually a really good quote. It's saying how it might be good, but it's scentless and does not have any human input in it, so it lacks humanity within itself.
Yeah, know your fucking place.
Yeah, chat. Yeah, you gotta know your fucking place.
Fuck you. Take care, everyone. Please.
Take care, everyone. GG.